I've taken pieces of you for as long as I can remember. I've taken pieces of you who are no longer in this realm. I've taken pieces of you who changed names and surnames. People I'll no longer meet, people who no longer need me. I've breached through the surface to catch your skin, to catch your pain and uncertainty. Animals I am not sure are still living, a calm before storm, in a pause, in a cup of tea, your crossed legs around orange and teal. Wallpapers, people in corridors, paths of their borders, people in showers letting me touch what's forbidden, people in nature making connections yet overridden by their wonderful roles in connecting humans with love and simplicity, people searching for time in a timeless manner and looking for light when it's only their eyes that live in it, everything they can touch. People I later found on Tinder offering Q&A while preparing for their big exit. Friends going deep in the water for me I'm forever grateful for. People in woods, in cities, in ruins, physical and metaphorical. When I develop those pictures it's pretty euphorical. Humans I didn't know and I'll never get to bump in the street to. Skeleton wearers I'll cross in the queue in the market I'll never recognize. Girl whose heart stopped in her 20s in front of her lover. People who made it out and inspired me for it. Musician who looks at his girlfriend, they think there's love in it. People I've never forgiven but I'm still hurting from. People who did for their living what I've always wished for but couldn't, by now I wouldn't. Writing this in my workbook at 10 p.m. is what drives me to live with it. It is the first time I realized I can be a friend of my spirit. The man who has touched my arm in the middle of concert when he was singing. His eyes weren't open, but he was as open as you can be, sliding his fingers through elbow of mine while I was on stage, taking a close-up of his feelings-ridden face. He was so fearless, exploratory, right at that moment I knew he was no stranger to contact improvisation, where people learn to experience touch of their touch and of others touching them, worry-free, just as that kid whom I captured in UNICEF Marathon. I still hope that one day I'll get to hear how he broke his arm, silhouettes jamming by sun until midnight and deep into morning, jamming into the deepest of nights yet to come. My arms and legs thoroughly sliced up because people needed to see it, the photographer dealing with life as a photography. I always felt somebody needed to tell them that we weren't alone in this life unconfigurable. My first taken jobs capturing sound in Liverpool, taking pictures that bring me back to the concerts that are ingrained in my memory, wanting others to see what it was like to live in that moment. I was never into this business expecting people to actually see. I was capturing sounds and feelings attached in quantum particles moving and standing by simultaneously, helping people remember what it was like to hear a whisper coming from yesterday's picture with ISO making my photos objectively shitty and voices of those no longer with us going right by our skin, to touch on the grief that has aged us in centuries and to tell them that they are okay and I'm living, to show them I've made it, between my goodbyes and me just revisiting to pour them a casual shot of whiskey, to touch on their voice, the hair strand that never left their cheeks, to tell them they made it into the photo and slowly caressing their body while I was taking a piece of their presence that was tucked away later developed to give us a way to reminiscence, the essence of feelings as if you're still there, frozen in time and still innocent, frozen alive.